Hello, just waiting for this to go live. Sync with the YouTube seems to be all right. Okay, looks like we're good. Hello to all joining. Tonight is the 7th edition of me of the Jet Goes Live sort of live show. So yeah, I mean there's a lot to talk about this week or in the last week. I've been on holidays, so yeah, I haven't really had a chance to do any videos over the weekend, sort of from Friday to sort of Monday. I was very, very tired when I came back yesterday, so unfortunately I didn't go live yesterday, but today I will go live, and the podcast will be out tomorrow, so there will be a few more things to talk about on there, hopefully, as well. I will apologize in the background. It is quite warm in my room again, and the fan is in the background. So if you guys hear the fan in the background, please do let me know and I can turn it off. If you can't hear anything, please let me know as well. So I do know. Hello, Archie. Nice to have you in the live chat as usual. Hope you're well, mate. And to the few people joining, we have 4 joining now. So if you give the thumbs up to the video, that would be greatly appreciated. Anyone who watches the stream that it goes up live after it's all said and done. You know what? I have a few topics, a lot of topics actually to talk about. It's about a pretty exhaustive list, but of course, most of it will cover sort of Brook versus Golovkin, the undercard, and a few other stuff that has been like attributed to that, and just general news as well. So I mean, I'll go brief rundown and then we'll talk about it in a bit more depth. And if anyone wants to call in the meantime, then please do. But I'd like to burn for a short while, get the topics out of the way, and then we can kind of talk about what anyone wants to talk about. I've got, as I said, a lot. I don't know where to start really. So, we'll go Brook Golovkin and the undercard. Some of the fights are on it, the odds, that sort of stuff. Stevens versus Lemieux doesn't seem to be in the pipeline anymore. Stevens wanted a large sort of purse, I think, so that's not on the cards. Martin Murray's been talking about £160 again, so that's something else we could talk about. Solis and Manuel Char are returning in separate respective fights, so that might be of some interest. Michael Conlan's going pro. He's announced that this week, or the week just gone, sorry. So that's something interesting. Naoya Inoue won over the weekend, and he's been talking about Chocolatito potential unification if Chocolatito can beat Carlos Cuadras next week. So that's something of significant importance in the lightweight classes. I think that's a big fight. Hughie Fury versus Andy Ruiz potentially. Billy Joe Saunders was supposed to have had an opponent announced yesterday, so I don't know what's going on there. We can talk about all of that stuff. Flanagan potentially on the Fury Klitschko undercard. Coyle versus Hibbert has been agreed at 140. That could land on the AJ undercard in Manchester. Dillian White's obviously been in the news as usual, talking about Antonio Tarver, Derek Chisora, that sort of stuff. There is a bit of other heavyweight news. Tepper versus Christian Hamer, and Franz Vril versus Adrian Granat. But that isn't too high on the agenda. If I get time at the end, I will discuss that. Some other stuff. Marius Bridis is scheduled to be on the undercard against the Middlesbrough prospect, 9-0. Simon Valili, I think his name is. Apologies if I got his name wrong. So potential showcase for Bridis. In regards to him facing the potential win of Belly versus Flores. Grigory Zod, or Ziod, or however you want to say his name. The former WBC Cruiserweight champion. He is back in full training, is looking for the win of Flores versus Belly. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I know he's the champion in recess, but that's something to discuss. Luis Ortiz versus Alexander Yusinov, some stuff going on there, some movement on that front. And Kevin Satchell was pulled out of his fight against Andrew Selby out of a British title fight. It's said that Kevin Satchell has a bigger fight on the cards, but we'll talk about that in a bit more detail. So I mean, we seem to be Harry, hope you're well, mate. Good to see you as always. Archie, you can hear the fan. I hope it's not that loud. It is quite warm in here, so if it is irritating anyone, please do let me know and I can turn it down. Harley is giving a bit of banter. I've seen some of the stuff that's been going on Twitter. Of course, I've been busy with doing a lot of stuff, so I don't tend to keep up with that sort of stuff. Only the more eye-catching stuff, so to speak. So let's crack on and get into it. We'll talk about Kevin Satchell first. Satchell is a flyweight. I think he's got 3 KOs. He's got about 16 on wins or something like that. I can't remember the record off the top of my head, but he is a pretty decent fighter, to be fair. I think he, it's tough. I don't know, at flyweight, he's good, but is he better than the sort of flyweight champions? Juan Francisco Estrada is a pretty decent champion. Obviously Chocolatito's just moved up. Would he have beat him? Those sort of guys. I don't know. Charlie Edwards, John L. Casemiro, he could maybe beat. I don't know. But we'll talk about Edwards later on in the show. But I mean, it's a tough one. Hi, Mikey. Hope you're well, mate. But yeah, I don't think he's overly great. I think he's decent to a certain level, but I just don't think he's. I don't think he's fantastic. What I will say is Andrew Selby, I think, is a very, very good fighter in his own right. I think he is one of those fighters that are supremely talented. I don't think he needs to stay at the lighter sort of weight classes for too long. He's got plenty of talent. He's got more talent than his brother, to be fair. And he done well in WSB. He was very, very good. So I mean, if they were going to face, I know they're not going to fight anymore. I've heard that Kevin Satchell's got a final eliminator for a world title. So henceforth, he's pulled out of this British title fight. But yeah, Selby, I don't know who he'll be defending against, but he's a very good fighter. Mikey said Selby beats Edwards for me. I probably think Selby beats Edwards as well. But Edwards is a good fighter in his own right, and we'll see. I think how good Edwards is. I think on this weekend on Saturday. Moving on, actually let me know your thoughts on Kevin Satchell pulling out of a fight with Andrew Selby. Do you think he's scared to lose, or do you think the potential world title opportunity is too good to turn down? Dillian White's obviously been in the the sort of limelight again. He's been talking the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver, saying he's the Magic Bum. Says Derek Chisora pulled out of numerous meetings for a fight, and so Dillian White is keeping his name out there. I can't say anything otherwise. He's an interesting fighter. I don't know where everyone rates Dillian White, but I think he keeps fan interest with him. Just keeping everyone on their toes by the smack talk and that sort of stuff. Yes, White versus Lewison is on the Burns undercard in Glasgow, but I'd expect Dillian White to win that relatively comfortably, if not by a stoppage. But yeah, I mean, White, I'd like to see him against a sort of, you know, I'd like to see him against a sort of good level operator. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. Harry in the chat, who's just tweeted out my link. Thank you very much. Hope to catch up with you soon as well. We need to have a meet up. Evening, Charlie. Hope you're well, mate. But my thoughts on Dillian White are he's a good sort of prospect, but he needs to really sort of, I don't know. I've always said it, and it seems like I'm consistently talking about Dillian White and his conditioning and his his punch technique is very, very frustrating with Dillian White. But I guess time will tell. He's still young. He's 26, 27, I think. So he's still got plenty of time. But he really needs to work on that in a good way. And yeah, I'm not going to talk about Dillian White too much since I've already discussed it numerous times, and people, the guys out there, I think, are bored of hearing me talk about Dillian White consistently. Nurse versus Cattrall. I'd go for Nurse. Cattrall did look good on the way up, but I think he's sort of plateaued. Nurse is very skilled, but that is sort of a tighter fight than meets the eye. Cattrall could probably turn it on and have a career best performance to date, or Nurse could just box him on the outside if he doesn't get caught up in a scrap and win that fight quite comfortably. So it is one of those fights. I don't think anyone is calling in, so if anyone wants to call in, please do. I'm just kind of going through the list I've compiled over the last week or so. Coyle versus Hibbert has been agreed. Coyle will continue at 140. I don't think he done too bad against Tyrone Nurse last time out, but I think Nurse made it a lot harder for himself than it had to be. I think Nurse had the potential to win that quite easily. But yeah, my thoughts on that are it's a 50-50 sort of fight. Hibbert comes forward, Coyle comes forward. They both show a lot of heart and a lot of tenacity, toughness, and I think John Wayne Hibbert, they've run. I don't think so. They've fought about 3-4 times already. I wouldn't say that, mate. I missed a call. I will call you back in one moment, mate. So just give me 1 second while I discuss this Coyle Hibbert, and then I'll get back to you. But has the potential to be on the AJ undercard. So let's see. I mean, they both show a lot of heart, tenacity, that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a call now, mate. Or can you give me a call? And if you can give me a call, Harley, that would be appreciated. Yeah, just call me back. That'd be appreciated. While we're waiting for you to call in, carry on with the list. Luis Ortiz has been in negotiations with Alexander Ustinov, and it's been suggested that he's ducked the fight with Alexander Ustinov by some sort of people. Don't think that's true, because something else has come out that Ustinov did not want VADA testing and his team. So that is something interesting. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Ortiz Ustinov, obviously. Harley's calling in. Hello. Oh. Hello? Hi, mate.
You alright? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, mate?
Yeah, good. Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not so bad, mate. Let me just turn my volume up. Yeah, good to finally catch up, mate.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's a bit busy week in boxing.
Yeah,
So
mate. Yeah, mate. Are you looking forward to the Brook card?
Yeah, I think I'm not as excited by the card, but I think it'll be a decent show, to be honest. I think. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I think it could be better, a bit more stars on the show. There's no real big fights undercard wise, but I'm looking forward to the main event, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there is Callum Smith and those sort of guys.
Yeah.
But I don't know, mate. I really don't know. I mean, they're all 1 to 100 and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with home shows. They seem to be not very even, not a lot of 50-50s, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate. I mean, what was the one of the last cards he had? It was about 1 to 100, 1 to 100, 1 to 100.
Yeah.
I think all the sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it honestly, I mean, Callum Smith, I think, is fighting a 21-3 guy, and Callum Smith is supposed to have a purse bid, or the WBC is supposed to order a purse bid this week for him versus Badou Jack. So I don't actually know what's going on, and then obviously,
I think he's waiting, isn't he?
yeah. I mean, to be fair, he is waiting, and I know Eddie Hearn doesn't want to put him in with a live sort of dog, but he's got to be fighting better opposition, not bowling pins. I mean, it's piss poor from Hearn. That's what I said when Irish.
I'd like to see him be gross, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough fight in the interim. I wouldn't go for that sort of fight. Yeah, do you know what? I would go for someone like a. I know he's fought Satchell and he's fought those sort of guys, Mohammedi, Rocky Fielding, but he's got to fight that sort of a fringe world level opposition. Porky Medina would be a good fight.
A bit overrated, to be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate.
Elite, anywhere near the top.
Yeah, I mean, Porky Medina would be a good fight. I wouldn't mind seeing him. Sorry.
Lucian Bute?
Yeah, no, I don't know what's happening with his band, to be honest. He's obviously failed his B sample. So, I mean, yeah, it is one of those things. Yeah, Medina, as I said, Medina.
He's quite a solid operator.
Yeah.
If we could stop him, maybe that'd be quite a good performance, I think.
Yeah, I think they would. What they would do, they would judge him against James DeGale, because James DeGale will probably fight in Badou Jack next, so they'll probably be like, oh, you could do a better thing. Mikey's saying Smith versus Beaker. That could be a potential match as well.
Yeah, he's another good operator. I think he needs a leg work, to be honest. This fight is not particularly good, I think.
Yeah. What's
this guy's record? I don't know much about him, to be honest with you, but
mate.
3 defeats, so.
Oh, definitely, yeah. What do you think on Gavin McDonnell?
Gavin McDonnell, he's fighting an 18-year-old, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's not a good fight at all, really, to be honest with you.
Mate, they were talking Kid Galahad and those sort of guys, and they said he's moving up.
I don't know why he's even on the card, mate.
Oh, mate, Brooks pulled him a fast one,
To be honest,
Brooks pulled him a fast one, to be honest. It's a joke. I mean,
Eddie Hearn, I remember Eddie Hearn saying something about drug, like, you never have a drug, like someone who's done PEDs on his card, so I think he's gone back on that, really.
Mate, when the cha-ching is coming in, I think anything's possible. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I said this to Irish Tom, I think, last week or something like that, because I know you guys tune into the podcast, and I'll always have a good some banter on Twitter and stuff. And he said, I'm an Eddie Hearn fanboy and whatnot. And I think I replied to him and say, look, mate, the guy's making money. You can't discredit him. But
yeah, I agree, mate. He's doing good. I'll give him that. But...
Yeah, that's a problem, I think. But I don't know if you've heard, Billy Joe Saunders was supposed to have an opponent announced yesterday. And there was no opponent announced. Nothing. Nothing from Frank Warren at all.
Is he going to be on the Manchester card, or was that
not? Billy Joe Saunders? No, he's with Box Nation, isn't he?
Yeah, no, the Manchester card, Fury's card.
Oh no!
Sorry,
No, not that one.
No.
I mean, do you know what? I haven't heard anything, because if you heard Frank Warren today, he goes, he's obviously said, I think there's someone in the background, mate, but he's obviously said this week Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders isn't going to happen because Smith is going to beat him. So So,
No chance, mate. No
do
chance.
you know what? I don't know what's going on with Frank Warren, but I don't know if you've.
Frank's not doing well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you watched my my video on exposure in boxing. I don't know if you saw that.
I
one.
was watching that. Yeah, it's a good video.
Yeah, I mean,
video insight into it.
yeah, I mean, the problem is I think Frank Warren is epitomizing everything I've said in the video. He's proving me right. I'm normally never right. But, yeah, I mean, it's a joke.
Bitter, mate,
Yeah, he's very bitter. I mean, in terms of generally and putting his shows on and that sort of stuff, it's very very poor. He's sort of.
I mean, Eubank shouldn't be on an undercard to a Liam Walsh fight.
Oh, yeah, Liam Williams, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Liam Williams. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is embarrassing. I mean, you know, the stadium might even be half empty. I don't understand. Like, and Liam Williams is fighting Ahmet Patterson, I think it is. That's the same sort of level.
Yeah. Yandy Lee Billy Joe fight. It's quite a good fight, isn't it? World title fight.
Oh yeah.
About 1,000, 2,000 fans.
Yeah, something like that.
Where was that? Manchester.
Manchester, yeah, Manchester. Yeah. And then he done about 1,000, just under 1,000, I think, for Liam Smith versus Predrag Radosevic or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I really don't understand what Frank's playing at.
I rate Box Nation coverage abroad and everything, the American shows.
Oh yeah, their international coverage, fantastic.
I'll give credit there, but domestically, I think it's terrible, hopelessly.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I think that international coverage that he's doing, I really think that he's taking something out of his domestic sort of purse for his domestic fights. I think is really poor. I mean, I really don't know what's going on. Like,
no, it's not good enough, really. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the GGG Brook fight, but I think GGG 7th or 8th, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for me, GGG probably wins within 6 rounds, to be honest.
6 rounds, yeah.
Yeah,
it's not competitive.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is it's one of those fights that it gets your blood racing, definitely. But at what point do you think it's a competitive fight? It's certainly not a competitive fight, and that's the problem now.
I won't order it, mate. I won't order it. I think.
You reckon you're going to stream it?
That.
Yeah. Yeah. Save your money, mate. Save your money.
Not enough good fights on it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be at work, so I don't think I'll be missing too much. I'll probably end up catching, the last fight, which will probably be at 10:30 ring walk and that sort of stuff. I'd like to see the Edwards fight though.
Yeah, that's a good fight. That's the only 50-50 fight I'd say on the card.
Yeah, who do you reckon's going to win? I've heard a lot of split opinions on it.
I fancy Casemiro, mate. I fancy him, but it'll be close. I wouldn't be surprised Edwards wins because he look good, but I think Casemiro has experience. That's the thing.
Do you know what I saw the other day? Casemiro is 26. I thought he was about 32 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's 26. He's a 2-weight world champion. He's lost a few fights here and there. He lost to Ruin Wong, obviously, in the first fight and that sort of stuff.
In his last fight.
Against Ruin Wong in the rematch.
I watched that. I watched that. Yeah, he looked good in that one. So.
Yeah, I watched that as well. I mean, but I think technically he's quite crude. I don't think he's I don't think he's got the sort of technical proficiency to deal with someone like Edwards. I'm going to go with Edwards, I'll be honest, mate. I think Edwards is quite big for flyweight.
It's a good fight.
Yeah, I think it's split a lot of people.
What do you think of Stuart Hall, Lee Haskins?
Oh, do you know what? I have no interest in this fight whatsoever in terms of the opponents, because it's been a rematch. I think Haskins too good for him anyway. I think Stuart Hall's probably had Haskins is too good. I think Jamie McDonald's probably the best in terms of domestic sort of bantamweights.
Definitely.
I think Jamie McDonald's way too good for him. Yeah, I think Jamie McDonald's supposed to face Raushi Warren for the one WBA belt next, so I'd expect him to win that fight.
Yeah, he won that. Yeah.
But
Stuart Hall, Lee Haskins is second top to the bill, isn't it?
I mean,
it's not good value at all.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look. I'll be honest. You're trying to build up someone like Callum Smith, Conor Benn, those sort of guys. I know hello, Irish Tom. Yeah, Irish Tom has joined us. If you want to join after the call, please do. We still have plenty of time. I don't think I'm very popular on the YouTube with 6 people watching. But my thoughts on that is just, I know Conor Benn obviously shouldn't be that high. It's only his 4th or 5th pro fight, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But
he's going to be a big name, I think. But
yeah, he will be definitely would be the sort of thing.
A bit too much on pay-per-view and everything.
Yeah, I think he's actually the first. I think he's first on the card actually this time. He's actually first. Yeah, he's actually first on the card from what I saw. The sort of order of the card. But
What
I
are your
mean,
thoughts on Paul Smith?
oh mate, this guy's having 8 rounders after 8 rounders. Do
Yeah, I
you know
think he should retire.
Yeah,
I think he's.
do you know what? I think
mate,
he could
brilliant.
beat someone like a DeCarolis, those sort of guys.
Oh,
I think
yeah?
he could beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could beat those sort of guys. But in terms of
Yeah, true.
you know, I don't really rate Paul Smith in terms of thing.
No. What about Rocky Fielding? Think that'd be
Rocky
a good
Fielding,
fight?
I think Rocky Fielding would beat him, but I don't rate Rocky,
Yeah.
to be honest. I don't rate
No,
Rocky
I
at all.
don't. No.
Okay, I think he's bang average. I think he looked piss poor against Christopher Abrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
So I don't know.
I thought he lost that fight, to be honest. It was close.
Yeah, I thought he won, shaded it by about a point or something like that. But it was one of those fights that could go either way.
If you look at Callum Smith and how him and Groves dealt with him, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think Groves probably. I don't know. There is a lot of sort of chatter that Groves done better than Smith, and Smith done better than thing. But Smith dropped him, so people will look at he dropped him with a body shot or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what's happening with Groves? Is he mandatory for anyone or?
No. Well, what I've heard at the moment, he beat Martin Murray for the WBA International, and that was a eliminator, not a final eliminator. So I'd assume that he'd probably be high up in the WBA rankings. He's obviously talked James Miguel recently, Badou Jack rematch. Those sort of opponents that I haven't heard anything by. I haven't heard anything of Gilberto Ramirez actually as well. I think he had a hand operation.
Oh yeah, well, I haven't heard much about him.
He's kind of fallen off the radar since being Abraham, but hopefully he comes back.
Yeah, what's happening with Martin Murray? Is he dropping down now?
Yeah, well, I heard I was reading on Boxing Scene. I think he would actually drop down to 160. He said it's a bit of a push for his body to make 160, but he thinks he has a natural advantage down there. He said he still thinks he beat Arthur Abraham and those sort of guys, but he thinks the guys that are naturally bigger, they're cutting a lot of weight, so he thinks he's at a slight disadvantage.
Just below world level, to be honest with you.
Do you know what I think? I think he beat Sergio Martinez. I think the Sturm fight was quite close. So I think he's been hard done by. I think he could have beat Arthur Abraham as well if it was in the UK possibly. But it's one of those ones, isn't it?
Yeah. I saw Eubank calling him on Twitter, so maybe that fight. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I heard Eubank versus I heard Eubank versus Alfonso Blanco might be on the cards for the WBA interim.
Right, yeah.
So
interim,
so that might be a potential thing, but Eubank
frustrates me, to be honest.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Eubank Senior, GGG, Brook, all that stuff, all the malarkey that's gone on?
It's a joke, isn't it?
Yeah, you're putting it better than me, mate.
I think Junior's a good fighter, but he's not ready, mate. He's not ready.
He's not ready for the big boys, I don't think.
No,
mate.
I think maybe he could fight like an Andy Lee or someone, possibly a Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean, he was mandatory for Jacobs, wasn't he, at one point or something
he was. He didn't take that fight, did he? So.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I'll be honest.
What do you think if he fought Saunders again or something like that? How would you see it going?
Saunders beats him more handily.
Yeah, same. I think so.
Second time around, I think. He is one of those good fighters. He is like an athlete. He comes forward and he punches and that sort of stuff. But his
defense isn't good enough, I don't think, at the highest level. I think.
Yeah.
It would have been. I would have liked to have seen him beat GGG over Brook. I have to say that though, but obviously it didn't happen. So.
Yeah, I mean, Brook is stepping up, and he's stepping up in a massive way. Yeah. You got to give him credit, and you got
to give Brook credit. Yeah. He signed it straight away.
Yeah, he's going there, but does he really have self-belief? That's what fears me for Kel. Does he go in there believing he's going to win?
Yeah.
And I don't think he believes in his heart of hearts that he's going to beat Golovkin. No. And I think Golovkin's team know that this is an easier fight.
Yeah, they're even looking for other fights, aren't
I think they think it's an easy fight. I don't think they want to say it's an easy fight, but I think Abel Sanchez and the rest of his team, they kind of think, this is a good guy. He's undefeated. He's a strong sort of big welterweight. He can come up and come through the weights, and he can challenge, and it's a good scalp on our resume.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's not anything that boggles your mind, to be fair.
No. Yeah. So where do you see GGG going after this then? Fighting back in the UK or not?
Well, he said obviously he'll come over to the UK to fight Billy Joe Saunders.
Oh yeah.
And that what it is for me.
Joe take that? straight away?
Nah, I don't think Billy Joe will take it.
Fights, yeah.
Do you know, that's the thing. I don't know what's happening with Billy Joe, so
Yeah,
I can't really give a informed sort of opinion,
about
and I don't have an inside sort of man, which is unfortunate. But I mean, do you know what? I could see him facing someone like a you know, Willie Monroe, that sort of opponent again. You know, he's a world level operator. He's a good operator. Yeah, Rosado. Well, he's obviously faced Rosado. He beat him.
Ducked him apparently. Oh, he did.
No, not Billy Joe. This is Golovkin.
Oh,
Yeah, this is Golovkin.
Sorry,
I think he could face someone like a Willie Monroe type fighter again, but you know, he's not going to go anywhere from there. I don't think it's going to be sort of, you know, sort of plain sailing for him again, and people are going to question his resume. Billy Joe, I think he might face someone like, as you said, Rosado, those sort of guys. Obviously, people saying he's ducked him, that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, Billy Joe, it's just time for him to keep active, man. He's obviously out in MGM and that sort of stuff, but that's not doing him any good if he's not fighting. Sparring and that sort of stuff is not the real thing, and we need to get him out there because he's a very, very talented fighter, and
definitely.
He's one of the best in terms of talent.
Frank, then?
Yeah, sorry.
Seems to happen then too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
IFL.
Yeah, I saw that interview. He said he was at MGM training, that sort of stuff, and he said, "Call the promoter, don't call me." Some people have said Billy Joe's fight being announced yesterday. It hasn't been announced actually, so. To anyone who wants to know about Billy Joe, he's still not fighting anyone currently. But yeah, he's obviously said, get out my promoter. Frank Warren is dealing with it. I don't know what he's doing. Obviously, they're talking about Canelo in December and that sort of stuff. It's a tough
one. Fight, to be honest with you. I think that's a good fight, Canelo and Billy Joe.
Yeah, do you know what? I think Billy Joe can win that fight.
Yeah, I do. I generally think I think he'll get robbed.
Yeah, I do think that as well. That's the problem.
Warrior had for him.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people think on you know, what their thoughts are on Billy Joe Saunders, because he's not in the limelight, so to speak. He's on Box Nation. He's not you know, covered very well. That's the problem. And he's an elite level talent in the UK. He's one of the best fighters talent wise we have over here. And he holds a version of a world title, and you know
exactly. Yeah,
that
he's very marketable as well. That's what I don't understand.
That's the problem. He talks well. You know, he's on IFL regularly. Yeah, you know, he has banter with all the promoters on Twitter and that sort of stuff. He's very active. And I don't know. It really is a tough one. I don't know what's gonna happen. He might well be ringside for Brook Golovkin. You know, we'll have to wait and see though.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Someone said Rosado is fighting Monroe Jr. Yeah, they are fighting on the Canelo undercard. Any thoughts on Rosado and Monroe?
It's 50-50, I think, really. I think Monroe I could probably fancy.
Yeah, I'd go with
Monroe, to be honest.
I think he's quite good. I think he's quite decent slick.
Yeah.
He's you know, some way below that as in world champion level, but he is a good solid world operator, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. I just don't see anyone beating GGG, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think he's the best at 160.
Yeah.
I think James DeGale was calling him out today, I think, at 168. That would be an interesting fight. I still fancy GGG, but
same.
But that would be a thing. But he is a like just an average size sort of middleweight. He's not a big or small middleweight. And I think in terms of moving up to 168, you know, the guys there. I mean, if you look at the tallest of guys, the Callum Smith, Ramirez, you know, Badu Jack is pretty decently sized for the weight. So is DeGale. You know, they're significantly bigger than him in terms of just muscle mass and you know, height as well. I don't know how he'd fare at 168. You know, he could definitely win a world title. I think he's got the skills to. I think people just underrate his skills and think he's a big puncher, but he's definitely got skills, as he showed in the David Lemieux fight. So that's kind of my thoughts on GGG. He's a very, very skilled fighter.
Weight above, I think.
Yeah, I think he could go down to 154 and win a world title. And he said before he can win a world title.
The Mayweather fight, he said.
I think he can make 154. If I'm honest, he's not like a Jamal Charlo who's massive or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're sort of hulking.
Andrea, what's it? Demetrius.
Demetrius Andre. Yeah.
Yeah, Andre. Yeah, that'd be quite a good fight. I think he's probably the best, I'd say, at light.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I agree. I think he is the best at 154. There are some good fighters there. Aristandi Lara is obviously there. Canelo's fighting there. You know, Jamal Charlo and his brother Jamal, and those sort of guys. I mean, you know, there are some really good fighters, but I think Demetrius Andre probably top of the cake. I think he's fighting Jack Kosei for the regular title next in Germany. So that would be a good fight. I think I'd fancy Demetrius Andre to win. Jack Kosei is a decent fighter, but I think Andre's a level above. But
I think he's the best of the weight. I think he beats the Charlos, to be honest.
Yeah, so do I.
To be honest.
Harley, mate, I'm going to get a move on. I think loads of people are talking in the chat. So it's been good to have a...
Good chat. Good to finally get on, all right?
Yeah, no worries, mate. Hope to catch up next week, mate. Take care. Bye. Take care. Bye, mate. Bye. So we had Harley there. Thanks for calling, Harley. That was a really good call, and we had some good, he had some good knowledge. So good to have him on the line. Anyone else wishes to call in, please put it in the chat. Irish Tom, please let me know if you'd like to call in. It would be decent to get you on as well. So yeah, just give us a shout. Thoughts on Charlo versus Williams? Julian Williams is pretty decent, but I mean, Julian Williams, he's a bit flat-footed for me. Charlo, he's got good skills. He's, I wouldn't say a massive puncher, but he can punch. Slight edge to Charlo, I'd say. Irish Tom, I will send you the link just now. Let me just pop on Gmail and I will give you a shout, mate. Yeah, I think Charlo beats Williams. Just logging in and getting on to emailing Irish Tom. So here we go, and I will send you the link just now. All right, Irish Tom, I've sent it to you. So just join when you can, and let me know in the sort of Hangouts chat when you're there, so I can turn the volume up. Yeah, I mean, what I will say is Charlo versus Williams is a good fight for the sort of 154 division, and I would look forward to that fight when it gets made. I mean, they've been talking for a long time, but yeah, it is one of those ones. Andy Ruiz versus Huey Fury has been talked about this week as well, and Frank Warren's sort of column in the newspapers. Irish Thomas joined us.
Evening.
Hi, mate. You all right?
Not too bad. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, mate. Loud and clear. Hope you're well.
How are you?
Yeah, not so bad, mate. I was away this weekend with the family, all my cousins, and it was good. It was very good. How was your weekend?
Oh, not too bad. Nothing to speak about at all.
Yeah, so
you getting all buzzed up on this GGG shite, are you?
I mean, we've been talking about GGG. I've got a lot of topics that I've kind of discussed. I don't know what minute you tuned in, but Luis Ortiz, we could talk about him.
What happened there?
Basically, I'll give you a brief rundown. Luis Ortiz obviously has fought. So he's supposed to be fighting Alexander Usyk for the WBA interim title. What has happened is obviously Luis Ortiz has left Golden Boy. He's with Dade Promotions, I think, and that fight obviously got rescheduled or postponed. It's now suggested that Luis Ortiz has pulled out of a fight with Alexander Usyk because for whatever reason. Then his team has now come out and said that they pulled out because Usyk didn't want to get VADA testing, and Usykov's team has said that's not the case. They're scared of Luis Ortiz's team is scared of him, that sort of stuff. And yeah, the fight is still to be announced or to be signed, and yeah, the negotiations, I don't know, they've come to a halt. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I know your PED sort of knowledge is vital here. So yeah,
My PD knowledge.
yeah,
There's a bit of an echo there. Sorry. Yes. Can you hear an echo?
no, I think
Can't hear an echo. I can hear an echo here.
I'll mute myself, see if it works.
No, but that's a little bit better. But yeah. Well, I don't know too much about PDs, but I like to complain about them. You man, yeah, I don't have too many thoughts on it. Hopefully, it'll happen. He needs to get out fairly quick. Well, speaking about PEDs and all that bullshit, Tyson Fury's rematch is going to get announced tomorrow or today.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going on, isn't it? The sort of.
I think it's signed up. I think there's a press conference tomorrow.
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, they did say October 23rd, and it got changed to 29th. So, 29th, 22nd even, and it got changed to the 29th. So, I don't know. They've been talking Flanagan on an undercard, Andrew Ruiz versus Huey Fury. So, I don't know if you want to discuss.
Have you seen the state of Andy Ruiz?
Do you know what? I saw a comment on BG's video, and I couldn't help but laugh. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a live stream. So I'm hoping Irish Tom comes on and discusses the obesity of Andrew Ruiz Jr.
Oh my God!
It's bad, isn't it? I mean, you know, you have.
It's like he's probably fatter than Butterbean.
Then sorry, who?
Butterbean.
I mean,
he's fucking obese.
It really is bad. I mean, he laboured against Sahar Lokovic, and he had a few other fights that he was in the sort of 260s, you know, high 250s, and it was pure fat. It was not, you know, I mean, Tyson Fury in probably 21, 22 stone was probably in better shape than Andrew Ruiz. Let's put it that way.
Fucking mile better shape. Jesus Christ. Like, what do you reckon his optimum weight is?
I mean, he's a small guy. He's 6'2", I think, or something like that. He's not a tall heavyweight.
Could he make middleweight?
Do you know what? If Callum Smith is making super middleweight comfortably, let's put it this way: Andy Ruiz should be fighting at probably light heavy or something like that, or maybe even super middle. I mean, it's a joke. But
he is not an athlete. Like even shot putters make him look bad. That's how bad he is. Like, if he was standing beside shot putters, they'd look at him and go, "You fat bastard."
He's bad. I mean, Huey Fury, I just expect him to box rings around him, to be honest, for the whole night.
Did you see Dwyer, in all his wisdom, is picking fucking Ruiz?
God, I don't understand. I don't understand this.
How could you like a man with short arms and fat and plodding against?
He's got good hand speed. Don't get me wrong. He's got decent hand speed, but
short arms.
In terms of the elite level guys, I mean, you know, Huey Fury is a top prospect, and what he did to Fred Cassie, he done at, you know, sort of 50% or what Peter Fury would say 30% of his you know, optimum, and he made Fred Cassie look terrible, and Fred Cassie normally makes the other guy look terrible, so and he won, you know, all arounds. I cannot see. You know, Andrew Ruiz giving him any trouble, to be honest. You know, the hand speed maybe here and there in the round, but I can't see him picking up rounds just due to his significant hand speed or whatever like that. It's I don't know. It's a good match. I mean, it's a good fight between two undefeated prospects if it gets made. But you know, where the sort of winner goes, they're in the sort of same position, I guess. It's supposed to be a final eliminator for the WBO, but yeah, I don't know if Tyson will ditch the belt, and obviously they're not going to fight each other. But interesting stuff. I mean,
yeah, it's fucking retarded.
What's your thoughts on? We'll talk about something that'll probably get your blood racing in terms of the undercard and.
Jack, can you give me 1 minute? I need to check if my missus is home, because if she is, I have to fucking cook some food. I'm starving. So just give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure, mate. No problem. We'll go into the chat.
We're good. Sorry, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Oh, go on. You were going to say, well, get my fucking blood racing. What the fuck is that then?
Yeah, no, get your blood racing for the weekend. Golovkin, Brook, Haskins Hall. We'll talk all that good stuff if you want to talk about that.
I've just been basically I've been working at the computer all day, and I've just been listening to fucking interviews and podcasts left, right, and center about this thing, and I've heard so many fucking retarded comments by people you wouldn't believe. You know, real.
How Brook's gonna KO Golovkin and that sort of stuff.
Oh, it's just fucking drive you mad. Especially Eddie Hearn. He was giving out about podcasts. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear. I didn't get
One
to
of his
interviews. Fill me in.
He was like slagging. He was giving out about all these podcasters slating the fight. You know, and you can see him. He was saying like, "Oh, it makes me really fucking angry." He was saying, like,
I mean, look. Let's put it this way: get credit where it's due. He's taken a fight with the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. But in terms of what it does in the long term for his career, it doesn't really do anything meaningful in terms of just slightly more money that he's faced Golovkin possibly and that sort of stuff. It's just to say he's faced Golovkin, if anything, and that really is the problem. I don't think he goes into the fight knowing that he's going to win or believing that in himself that he's going to win. And for me, that's a big problem, and I think he's really going to struggle in terms of, just competing at that sort of level. He's never faced anyone as good as Golovkin, even at welterweight. Sean Porter can't have a candle to what Golovkin can do, and that was a tight fight. We know that, or a relatively tight fight. So I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking when they're saying Brook is going to KO Golovkin and that sort of stuff. I can't believe that at all, and I don't give Brook any chance. I'm more interested in sort of some of the undercard fights or where the fighters go from there.
fucking Spencer Fearon, man.
Yeah, I know. I literally
Spencer Fearon. Do you know, like, he basically says, this is what he says. He says, if he can beat him, if he can do it, I believe he can do it. Like, did you ever hear anything more retarded in all your life? If he can do it, I believe he can do it. That's essentially what he says.
That is...
What a moron. It's like, I'd hate to have to work for Sky and have to fucking pretend it's bullshit.
I mean, it is a tough one, isn't it, though? You have this sort of perception that Brook is carrying up power from middleweight to middleweight, and he's going to be a big guy. He's at the same sort of height as Golovkin, and he's got a good jab and that sort of stuff. I mean, I saw a poll on Sky Sports News HQ this morning, and it was who wins, and it was Golovkin 54%, Cal Brook 46%. Can you believe that? Can you actually believe that? That is the epitome of casual fans in terms of they think they're giving Brook almost a 50% chance of winning.
Here's some odds for you. On Betfair, the odds of the fight being being stopped before the distance, so it's 1.22. So it's like basically about 5-1 essentially. But then it gives odds of nearly 2-5, right?
Yeah.
For Golovkin to win by KO. So it's saying 1-5, like, so basically it's saying nearly Golovkin and Kell Brook to win by if there's a KO. I don't know, the markets are weird, but you're basically getting you're getting 0.37, 1.37, 1.38 on Golovkin to win by KO. Golovkin has knocked out 20 bastards in a row, right? There's only like 2 or 3 lads he hasn't knocked out, and they were really early in his career. Go back in the last fucking, incredible number of people he's knocked out, and he's fighting a welterweight. Yeah. And you're getting like 2-5. You're getting better than 1-3 that he's going to knock him out. The chances he doesn't knock him out here are minuscule.
Yeah, I mean,
the only people who are saying Kell's not going to get knocked out, the only people are people who are from Sheffield in that gym and people who work for Sky. Like, even the British fighters who normally go, oh, I'm back in my man. They're also kind of going, oh yeah, he's got no fucking chance.
Yeah, they're probably thinking, you know what, he ain't got hope in hell. I mean, look, Mark Wheeler's put in the chat, the F you on about casual, hate that casual talk like some elitist. But I think
I think
we're
is
just being honest.
he talking to us?
Yeah, he's talking about both of us, I think. But who in the hell is giving Kell Brook a 46% chance? 46? You must be having a laugh. Who has Kell Brook beat to give him a 46% chance? That is.
That's just hype. It's just the hype machine, you know.
Yeah.
It's just the hype that they're, you know, like coming up to these fucking pay-per-views and you got Sky Sports, they just every single advertisement for it, and they're building it and building it. Poor Al Kell is going to get the head knocked off, and you know the thing is, like, I think Kell Brook's career has been one of the worst managed career of any top class British boxer I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, mate, I agree. I think his dad,
even fucking Nassim Hamid, who was mad as two fucking, as mad as a fucking a bag of fucking, I don't know, unicorns. Like, his career went better than Kell Brook's did.
Yeah, I mean, Brook, I don't know where he goes.
Name another top one. Is there any other top British fighter who had a worse managed career?
I wouldn't say so. Yeah, no, I probably agree with you, to be honest.
You know,
we don't agree much, but when we agree, I think we vehemently agree with each other. So yeah, I'd probably say Kell Brook has, one of the worst.
I can't think of anybody. I'm trying to think of a fighter who.
There are guys that I would say come close to some extent, not to the extent that Brook has.
Like who?
Billy Joe. I know Billy Joe Saunders is a
but the thing is with Billy, that Billy Joe is like in that process of waiting for the. I know, but he like the thing is, Kell had his one big fight. Like I think Joe Saunders' career all the way up to his fight with Lee has been perfectly managed. But I think since then there's been, it's fallen apart a bit. But like the thing is, with Kell's career, I don't know if you could say it was perfectly managed up until
sort of elite level guy. I know he's not, certainly, but Prince Patel, I mean, he has so much hype around him, but
yeah, but who knows what Prince Patel is like? Prince Patel could be a fucking
sort of guys, UK domestic guys. Kell Brook definitely, mate, he takes the cake. Yeah, he has one fight in 2 years, and
he's basically fought one good fighter. For a really one of the most talented British fighters.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree with that. That's the problem. I think he's got some serious talent, and he's just pissing it down the drain, to be honest.
Even Tyson Fury, like Tyson's career has fucking been like unlucky, I would say. Kell, I don't think has been. I don't know if it's been unlucky or kind of. I don't know. I just think Kell. Like, imagine if Kell was with Al Heyman. Just imagine if he was Al Heyman.
We spoke about this on the podcast, I think, as well. I mean, you're spot on with that. I mean, if he was with Al Heyman, he would be making $1 and a half every fight. Just look at James DeGale. Just look at Lee Selby. They're making good money for fighting not nobodies, but he fought Montiel. He got a decent payday, not great, but thing. And then Corky Medina obviously fought DeGale, and DeGale got 1 point something mil. So it just shows the power of American, the American market and Al Heyman. I think you're spot on with that one, mate.
What was I going to say? What are the odds actually Fury actually gets in the ring against Klitschko?
Mate, do you know what? I don't know, because they obviously have this sort of UK anti-doping thing on the sort of burner.
There's the missus. I'm going to have to stop for a second, Jet. Sorry, she's on the phone.
No problem. I'll carry on with the chat. Yeah. So while we wait for Tom to come back, we'll go to the chat. Everyone ducked Brook at 147. Yeah, probably. I mean, in terms of what he's gonna achieve if he goes back down to 147, it won't be much, because he already holds a version of a world title. I'd like to see him go up to 154 after. I don't think he'll make 147 anymore. That's a problem. So yeah, we'll wait and see. I would have liked to see the Amir Khan fight. But I don't think that will be happening unless he moves down to 147 just for that fight.
Jess,
Yeah.
the missus is home at the grub. I gotta go cook it. I'll talk to you tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night, mate. Have a good one, man. Cheers.
Yeah, and you know, I must keep watching those GGG videos. I watched now all these. I'm fucking getting overload. Do you know what it is? It's I'm being driven mad. Is because we've gone through August and there's been no fucking boxing.
Yeah,
so I'm getting obsessed with this fight.
It's all
like I have nothing else to fucking look at. Every video or every podcast, all they're talking about is this fight. I can't wait till the bastard is over.
It'll be this week, and then the next week it'll be Canelo Smith.
Then it's then we're rocking. Next week, because we got Linares as well, don't we?
No, that's the 24th, isn't it?
2 weeks or 2 weeks. Well, that's great. You got three good weeks of boxing. Yeah. Then we're into October, and hopefully we'll get Klitschko and Fury.
Yeah.
Anything else coming up?
And a few other stuff. Yeah.
Ward in November. We got lots of fucking good fights coming.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely.
Yeah. Jet, got to rush.
Cool, mate. Take care.
See you. Good luck.
See you, Nick. See you tomorrow, mate. Bye.
Bye now.
So thanks to Irish Tom for appearing. His cameo was good to say the least, brilliant to say the least. So thanks to Irish as always. Ace Gaming is enjoying the stream. Keep it up. Thanks, mate. We need to have a catch up very, very soon. I will give you a shout. I will FaceTime you or something like that. Thurman, Porter, Cotto all rejected the fights with Brook. I don't know if too much can be read into that. Thoughts on Matt Legg's career? Matt Legg is terrible. I know we're having a bit of banter on Twitter about it, but he's terrible. I think Andrade beats Lara, to be honest. Andrade is a fantastic level operator, and I think he is a very, very tricky customer for anyone to deal with. I've just seemed to get rid of my notes. We have a few stuff. Naoya Inoue obviously fought on the weekend. If anyone knows of Naoya Inoue, he won on the weekend, and he's looking for a potential Roman Gonzalez unification. So that would be a good fight. Chocolatito obviously is fighting Carlos Cuadras on the 17th of September next week, Saturday. So that could be potential. Naoya Inoue is someone I really, really rate. He's a fantastic fighter, and hopefully that gets made later down the line, maybe next year or the year after. Michael Conlan's going pro. Obviously, his rant against the AIBA is well documented, and they screwed him over basically. So Michael Conlan going pro. He's a very good level operator, and I like to see how he fares in the pro game. Sturm, Felix Sturm, some news on Felix Sturm that he's moving to Bosnia and he's having some sort of elbow surgery. He won't be retiring, and he's looking to have 2 fights in 2017. So make of that what you will, but I'm not looking forward to seeing Felix Sturm back in the ring after his recent sort of drug scandal as well. I don't really think he's a top fighter anyway. But Solis and Michael Conlan's much better than Jamie Conlan. Much better skill set, variety, footwork, everything. So you spot on with that one, mate. Orlania Solis and Manuel Char are looking to come back, and they're fighting for some regional sort of WBA titles. And if anyone has any interest in that, then please do look that up. Their opponents are kind of sort of operators that they shouldn't be beating. Martin Murray, we've spoken about going down to 160 with Harley, so that's potential there. No Stevens Lemieux fight. I think Lemieux's fighting Christian Rios because Stevens wanted the big purse, so HBO wouldn't allow it. That is a Charlie. I don't think he's fighting that prospect. I don't think he's fighting that prospect. He said he was fighting a 58-11 guy or 68-11 guy. So check that up and let me know if I'm right or wrong. There's just one or two more. Obviously, Charlie Edwards, I'm picking to beat Casemiro. That's my sort of take on Charlie Edwards. We've spoken about Charlie Edwards. Callum Smith. I think we've spoken about the most of the undercard, and we didn't talk about Martin J. Ward versus Townend, but I think Martin J. Ward will win that fight. Townend's got good power, but I think Martin J. Ward should get a decent sort of points decision against Townend. But it's a good fight. That and the Edwards fight will probably, and maybe the Haskins fight has my attention. Those sort of 3 fights will have my attention. I'm looking forward to see Golovkin over here. That's the main thing. Brook is, we spoke about that Harley 5-1. I mean, we've been rocking and rolling for an hour. And to anyone in the chat, if I missed your comments or questions, I apologize in advance. It's been a good show. Irish Tom's called in, Harley's called in, so big thanks to both of those. Harley, please do call in again next week. Hopefully, I'll have my iPad on me and we can speak about it in a bit more depth. It was on my phone, so it's a bit restricted. So thanks to those both. It's been a good show. We'll talk about Usyk, Glowacki, and those sort of guys next week. Since Saturday 17th seems to be a bumper card, and I will be happy to watch those fights. Hopefully, I can get a day off. Thanks, Mikey. I really appreciate that. I can't do it without you guys. If you enjoyed this, please give the thumbs up. Thanks to everyone in the live chat who've tuned in. Thanks to everyone who will watch this when it goes up on the channel. As I said, thanks to the callers. If we can get some regular callers, that would be much appreciated, and it makes for a better show. And I will. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for the podcast. And subscribe and share so it gets out to a larger boxing audience. Peace. Take care, guys. Enjoy.